All right, here we go with another article review for the Gosling. Let's take a look about it. Okay, why a keelboat? What is a keelboat? Corelio's creation afterwards. Okay, just take a look at it. I'm going to start with the what is a keelboat. A keelboat, also called a flatboat, as its bottom is flat, is a craft capable of being rowed, poled, or sailed. They are about 30 feet long and 10 feet wide, though there are some of differing lengths. Keelboats are made for traveling rivers and shallow lakes. Okay. Some keelboats are used to sail cargo in the waterways too small or shallow for ships. These keelboats tend to have a long stern oar for rowing and steering. A tall mast for sails is also built into them, giving them good speed. Okay, here's another keelboat. Other keelboats serve as homes for river gypsies. They can they can no port home. They they have no home port. Not, they can no port home or they have no home port. Simply traveling the waterways, they often get involved in underhanded affairs. Okay. In years after the Gosling was built, Timmy would take a few weeks away from his other duties to travel about as a spice merchant. He had built himself a reputation as a refined spice merchant, selling the best quality spices from all over the world. By limiting his trade forays to just a few weeks a year, people were used to him appearing now and again, but not according the usual patterns of other traders. Okay. Um, yeah. The words you use the word spice a lot. Now I know that he's a spice trader and that's important. Uh, Usually, it that's one thing you look for to see if you're using the same word a lot and see if you could justify it or if you need to change it. For the last few years, he has been traveling with his grandson, Fox. With his grandson able to handle the Gosling and the spice trade, Timmy has been able to do even more other things. A handful of other acolytes often travel with them. Most come along and serve as the crew, while a few are passengers. These are all brethren, usually out to do secret work at Timmy's orders. With the recent murder of Timmy's, things are unsettled. The only thing that is certain is that the Gosling now belongs to Fox. What will he do? Dun dun dun. Okay, good stuff. Just that mention about the potential overword of the use of the word spice. Um, it's hard to there's a it's hard to figure out something else that. Okay, let's start at the top then. 47 years ago, a gnome called Corio Cregan met Timmy's Themis. I don't know. Themis Fairchild, a master acolyte of Boki, the goddess of secrets. He explained to Timus that his quest to find the hidden pieces of Boki's ship had led him to the great library beneath Applecomp Monastery. As Themis assisted Corio in the library, he became as fascinated with the quest as Corio and joined the gnome in the search. Thymus, thymus, Thy, thymus. Okay, thymus. Huh. Okay, thymus. For 23 years, they had many adventures as they traveled around the world, looking into obscure and sometimes dangerous places. All those years led them all those years led to them succeeding in their quest. With all the parts collected, it fell to Carrillo to craft them into a working vessel. This is what Carrillo had longed to do from the very beginning of the quest. The first thing he had to do was craft the pieces into the Wheel of Wandering. This took him over a year. With the wheel assembled, he turned to design a ship to put it on. Okay. Um, I've I have designed a ship to look like Deshonka, Curio explained to Thymus, who had come by for a visit. Sure, I must wait for a berth in the shipyards as well as come up with the coins to fund such a major construction. But about 5 years, she will be done. That is beautifully done, Curio, Thymus said as he admired the designs. Sadly, I don't see how we would ever get to fly her, Curio. What? She will be my ship. You don't think your king would commandeer such a large and powerful vessel built in his shipyards? Thymus pointed out, and then added, you have complained for years that your family's connections don't reach the crown. Crio's shoulders slumped. He scowled down at his designs. I would never get to sail her, he said dejectedly. Then he snapped up, straight, smiling. Unless I make her smaller. Smaller would be great, Carrillo, Thymus agreed, now make but why now make a keelboat? They seemed all the rage on the waters. Carrillo snorted. But why now make a keel? Okay, so here Carrillo mentions it. But why not make? Okay, but why not make a keelboat? Okay, I was gonna say that Carrillo never mentioned the word um, keelboat before. Yeah. Okay, good catch in the chat. Okay, Carrillo snorted. Deshonka was a majestic ship, Thymus. I am surprised that a master acolyte of Boku would not want to see Deshonka fly again. Oh, I would love to, Carrillo, and crewed by acolytes as in the days of old, Thymus exclaimed. He then heaved out a long sigh. But I know that such a thing just won't ever happen. I don't want to see Desh Hanka flown by those who would never honor Boki. But a keelboat, Thymus? Carrillo said, his nose wrinkled in mild disgust. Thymus grinned at him. Boki is the goddess of secrets, Carrillo, he said. I think she would be pleased for a little keelboat to travel about with no one ever the wiser to its real capabilities. Carrillo stood very still and silent, his eyes blinking slowly. After a minute, he looked over at Thymus and grinned. Oh my goodness, but that's clever, he finally said. I shall call it the Gosling. Okay, that was a good introduction to the reason why a keelboat.
Hmm.
That's good stuff. Okay. At the stern of the Gosling is the only cabin with room for two cot beds with a small writing table between them. They are all firmly bolted in place. Stowe's trunks shaped Stowe's trunk shaped to fit under the cots with side lids instead of top lids that close up watertight are bolted under each cot. Okay, so this is a really long um, subordinate clause, I believe. You can usually say stows are bolted under each cot. These trunks are shaped. So if you just have them really a real short sentence and say, "What are stows?" Well, these these trunk shaped um, these trunks shaped to fit under cots, comma, are with side lids instead of top lids that close up watertight. Anyway, I just think that this middle section should be taken out and rephrased as its own sentence. Pegs and hooks on the walls hold various clothes and gear so they don't roll about. On the on top of the cabin, a simple wood frame pavilion house houses the helm and the ship's wheel. For now, the ship's wheel is a common one nicknamed Old Molly. With the current state of things after the end of Instant, it had been wise of Thymus to hide the wheel of wandering in a vault. From the flat roof of the cabin to mid deck, a framework stands to hold up this company. Ugh. This provides, no, that's not what I want. Why are you? Oh, Shift Alt C. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Dazzlecat. I missed your comment on what we were referring to. Or should I make it a tooltip? Should, but why not make? Oh, yeah, you could just say stows. Yeah, stows are bolted under each truck, under each cot, and then put that under in a tooltip. Yeah, you could do that. Okay, let's see, where am I? From the flat roof of the cabin to middeck, a framework stands that holds up a canvas canopy. This provides shade during the day, and by hanging side canvas, it can become a tent for the crew or passengers to sleep under. This framework can be taken down to make room for a small mast on each side of the Gosling. A triangular sail is then hung from these masts to reach out over the water to catch the wind. This pair of staysails may be small, but combined they provide the same sail power as a large sail on a much taller ship, which the Gosling is not designed for. Let's take a look at this. No, that's not the picture. I'm not seeing these side sails. Stay sails, sorry. They are detachable. Oh, okay. Instead of wind, the Gosling is powered by magic, a common design in gnome-made keel boats. This gives these boats a nice steady pace even when traveling against the currents or wind. Though this pace is steady, it is not the fastest pace. The, the stay sails will be added to added the head. The stay sails will add speed to Gosling as will rowing with the oars that are designed into the Gosling. The combining wind or rowing to the no magic makes the Gosling a speedy vessel, even for a keelboat. By adding outriggers, long wooden floats attached to each side of the keelboat. Okay, again, this could probably be a tooltip as well. The Gosling can travel deep water lakes, coastal waters, and shallow seas. This greatly expands the number of ports like Gosling can reach by water. Okay. At the bow of the Gosling, there is a small raised deck about 3 feet high. This is very handy when steering through very tight places. Beneath this deck is stored the railista and is stored of clay gourds filled with various alchemies. The stay sails, neatly rolled and folded, are kept in here as well. They are stuffed in, and places to hide the railista are yet to be quickly moved. Yet be able to be quickly removed when the weapon is needed. The rope cargo net holds it all in. Uh, Once the Gosling was completed, Creo gifted it to Thymus without waiting to see how or even if the magic worked. He had left the testing to Thymus, who was waited a full year before sending a detailed report back to Creo. The gnome barely read it and added it to his Gosling project notes. He, he didn't take the time to send a thank you letter back to Thymus, then returned to losing himself in the newest secret obsession, designing a flying fortress ship. All right. Yes, they can. Okay. Good ship. Good article about a good ship. I already liked it. I don't really have anything more to say about it. Just simplify some of the terminology into tooltips as opposed into the pros. But all in all, yeah, good stuff. Well organized also. It was interesting how um, it does look better at the normal zoom than it does at the zoom in, because why and the what, that's good to have it there. And that's why I read that part first. It actually looks better at its normal zoom in.